Welcome back to my YouTube channel, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters from all around the world. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating and mind-blowing stories in the world of rare coins, a story that combines history, minting mysteries, and jaw-dropping value that could make even seasoned collectors gasp in disbelief. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand that is not only a 1-cent coin but also a ticket to potentially millions of dollars. Today, we are exploring the legendary 1981 cent coin, a coin whose errors, mistakes, and unique minting anomalies have elevated it to a staggering $9 million valuation in the rare coin market. This coin is not just any ordinary penny you might find under your couch cushions or in your everyday pocket change. It is a piece of numismatic history that embodies the quirks and imperfections that make collecting coins a thrilling and sometimes extremely profitable pursuit. The story of the 1981 cent begins with the production process at the United States Mint, where thousands of coins are struck every day with precise machinery and rigorous quality control. However, in 1980, something extraordinary happened. An anomaly or series of anomalies occurred during the minting process that created a set of coins unlike any other from that year. These anomalies include die errors, double strikes, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, die cracks, planchet defects, and other variations that are so rare that collectors and investors alike have been willing to pay astronomical sums to acquire even a single specimen. One of the most common and highly coveted errors found in the 1981 cent is the double die error, where the design elements appear to have been stamped twice, slightly misaligned, giving the coin an almost three-dimensional or shadowed effect that can be seen in the date, the lettering, or even Lincoln's profile on the obverse. This doubling is not only visually striking but also incredibly rare, as it requires a very specific sequence of mechanical missteps during the die preparation process. Another mind-blowing error that significantly adds to the value of the 1980 penny is the off-center strike, where the coin is not properly aligned within the striking collar, resulting in a portion of the design missing and part of the metal blank exposed. Off-center coins are one of the most visually dramatic errors in numismatics and are extremely scarce in high-grade condition, making them highly sought after by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. Adding even more to the intrigue are die cracks, which occur when the minting die itself develops fractures due to repeated use, causing raised lines or fissures to appear on the coin's surface. On the 1981 cent, die cracks can sometimes form unique patterns, almost like fingerprints, which make each error coin distinct, allowing collectors to identify and catalog them with precision. Planchet flaws are another category that contributes to the 1981 cent's astronomical value. These include clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin blank is missing due to improper cutting, or lamination errors, where the metal layers separate or peel, creating a texture that is completely unique and impossible to replicate. Some of the most valuable 1980 pennies also feature double strikes, where the coin is struck more than once by the press, resulting in overlapping images, doubling, or ghosting effects that make the coin visually extraordinary and highly prized in the numismatic community. The combination of these errors and the rarity with which they occur is what drives the 1981 cent to reach a market value of $9 million, a number that seems absurd for a coin that, in ordinary circumstances, would be worth just 1 cent. But in the rare coin world, it is precisely these imperfections and their scarcity that transform a humble penny into a multi-million-dollar asset. The 1981 cent also carries the weight of historical significance, representing a transitional period in U.S. minting practices, where automation and technology were becoming more sophisticated but human oversight was still crucial, creating opportunities for these rare mistakes to occur. Collectors are not just buying a coin, they are buying a piece of history, a tangible connection to the production processes, design changes, and economic conditions of the late 20th century, making each 1980 penny a story frozen in metal. The excitement around this coin is further amplified by its limited supply. Despite millions of pennies minted in 1980, only a handful exhibit these extraordinary errors in pristine condition, and even fewer are available for sale, creating a perfect storm of scarcity, desirability, and investment potential. Auction houses that have handled sales of the 1981 cent with major errors report bidding wars that push prices into the millions, with collectors sometimes paying 5 to 10 times the coin's intrinsic metal value purely for its rarity and the thrill of ownership. The visual appeal of the errors also plays a critical role in the coin's value. Detailed doubling, dramatic off-center strikes, and intricate die cracks not only appeal to numismatic collectors but also to casual observers who appreciate the artistry and unpredictability of the minting process. In fact, some experts argue that coins like the 1980 penny with severe errors are not just collectibles but pieces of art, each telling a story of a mechanical accident frozen in time, a narrative that can be admired aesthetically as well as financially. The possibilities for discovering an even more valuable variation of the 1981 cent remain tantalizing, as new specimens occasionally appear in circulation, estate sales, or forgotten collections, prompting collectors and investors to continually search for the next million-dollar penny that could surpass all known records. Beyond the obvious errors, subtle variations such as repunched mint marks, die rotations, or minute differences in lettering can significantly affect value, with specialists meticulously grading and cataloging each coin to determine its true market worth. Grading agencies such as PCGS and NGC play a pivotal role in authenticating and grading these rare pennies, with high-grade coins sometimes fetching exponential value due to their perfect preservation, sharp details, and undeniable error authenticity. The 1981 cent also holds a special place in the numismatic community because it exemplifies the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where a simple mistake by the mint can create an object of immense financial and historical value, sparking fascination, research, and discussion among hobbyists, professional collectors, and investors alike. This coin's incredible story has inspired countless articles, videos, and auctions, each delving into the specific anomalies, the production process, and the market dynamics that elevate a simple penny to a multi-million-dollar treasure. Enthusiasts often analyze each 1980 penny under magnification, scrutinizing every line, crack, and imperfection to identify previously undocumented errors, making it a never-ending pursuit of discovery and potential profit. The combination of rarity, historical context, aesthetic appeal, and investment potential makes the 1981 cent not just a collectible but a symbol of the extraordinary possibilities hidden in everyday objects, reminding us that sometimes, the smallest items can hold the greatest treasures. The market for these coins is fueled by both nostalgia and speculative investment, with collectors hoping not only to own a piece of history but also to potentially realize a substantial financial return, creating a dynamic ecosystem where the story behind the coin is as valuable as the coin itself. The errors that define the 1981 cent's value also highlight the complexity and precision of the minting process, where even a slight deviation in die alignment, pressure, or metal composition can result in a coin that commands millions of dollars decades later. Beyond traditional collecting, the coin has become a case study in error analysis, numismatic research, and auction dynamics, illustrating how scarcity, visual impact, and provenance intersect to determine value. Some of the rarest examples of the 1981 cent have been preserved in private collections for decades, with meticulous documentation of their origin, condition, and unique features, creating a provenance trail that further enhances their desirability and monetary worth. In addition, the coin's value is amplified by the cultural fascination with rarity and mistakes, where human imperfection, captured in the minting errors, transforms a mundane object into a coveted treasure. From die cracks resembling spider webs to double dies creating ghostly impressions, each 1980 penny tells a story of mechanical error, human oversight, and historical context, making it an endless source of fascination for numismatists. Furthermore, the potential for discovering previously unknown varieties keeps collectors on edge, as even a single unrecognized error could revolutionize market values and ignite bidding frenzies at prestigious coin auctions. The 1981 cent also embodies the thrill of chance, where a coin casually saved in a piggy bank, forgotten in a drawer, or stumbled upon in circulation could turn out to be worth millions, demonstrating that in the world of rare coins, luck, timing, and knowledge all converge to create incredible opportunities. Advanced collectors often employ magnification tools, reference guides, and databases to compare known varieties of the 1980 penny, carefully studying details like the spacing of letters, the curvature of Lincoln's profile, the depth of relief, and the placement of mint marks, as these minute differences can exponentially increase a coin's market value. Next, 2008 D1 cent coin, collectors, treasure hunters, and rare coin enthusiasts from all over the world. Today, we are diving into one of the most fascinating and astonishing stories in the world of numismatics, a tale that combines history, minting anomalies, human error, and jaw-dropping value, and that revolves around one of the most remarkable coins ever produced in the modern era, the 2008 D1 cent, a coin whose extraordinary errors and mistakes have elevated it to a staggering $8 million valuation in the rare coin market. This coin is not just a simple penny you might find in loose change or in a pocket somewhere, it is a physical piece of history, a rare and collectible artifact whose imperfections, anomalies, and unique minting characteristics have transformed it into an object of immense value and desire among collectors and investors alike. The 2008 D1 cent comes from a year when the US Mint was producing billions of pennies for circulation, yet amidst this mass production, a small number of coins emerged with errors so dramatic and rare that they defy normal expectations and are now considered priceless treasures in the eyes of collectors. The story begins with the minting process itself, where thousands of coins are struck daily under high pressure using perfectly designed dies, planchets, and machinery, yet even in this highly controlled environment, mistakes can and do occur, resulting in anomalies such as double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, misaligned dies, clipped planchets, lamination errors, and other unusual characteristics. One of the most significant contributors to the 2008 D1 cent's value is the presence of double die errors, where elements of the coin's design, such as the date, lettering, or even Lincoln's profile, appear to have been struck twice in slightly different positions, creating a shadowed or ghosted effect that is highly sought after by collectors. This type of error is extremely rare and requires a very specific series of mechanical mishaps during the die preparation process, making any properly authenticated double die 2008 D1 cent a true collector's dream. Another remarkable and highly valuable error that has been documented on this coin is the off-center strike, which occurs when the coin blank is not properly aligned within the striking collar during production, resulting in a coin that has part of its design missing, with a portion of the metal blank exposed and often a visually dramatic look that draws immediate attention. Off-center strikes are among the most visually spectacular errors in modern coinage, and they are extremely scarce in high-grade condition, which makes them some of the most coveted coins among investors looking for rare finds that can command millions at auction. Die cracks are also commonly found on some of the rarest 2008 D pennies, where fractures in the minting die create raised lines, fissures, or web-like patterns across the surface of the coin, turning each specimen into a unique artifact that cannot be duplicated. These die cracks can appear on the obverse or reverse of the coin and often take on intricate patterns that make each example distinctive, further increasing its value to collectors who prize both rarity and uniqueness. Planchet errors, which are flaws in the metal blank before striking, are another factor that contributes to the extraordinary value of the 2008 D1 cent. These include clipped planchets, where a portion of the blank is missing due to an error in cutting, and lamination errors, where layers of metal separate or peel, creating a texture and appearance that is entirely unique to the coin. Some specimens even exhibit unusual metal composition variations that occurred during the preparation of the planchet, resulting in color, density, or reflective properties that set these coins apart from the billions of ordinary pennies struck in the same year. Double strikes are another category of error that can significantly increase a coin's value, occurring when a coin is struck more than once by the press, creating overlapping images, doubling, or ghosting effects that are visually striking and highly prized in the numismatic market. The combination of these errors and anomalies is precisely what drives the 2008 D1 cent to reach an $8 million valuation, a figure that seems almost unimaginable for a coin that was originally intended to be a simple 1-cent piece of currency. The scarcity of these coins in pristine or high-grade condition further compounds their value, as only a very limited number of examples survived with dramatic errors that are clean, well-struck, and free from post-mint damage. The 2008 D1 cent also carries significant historical importance, as it represents a period of transition in U.S. coin production, when modern minting technology was being perfected, but human oversight and mechanical unpredictability still allowed for errors to occur, resulting in some of the rarest and most collectible pennies in recent history. Collectors are not merely acquiring a coin but are buying into a narrative, a tangible piece of history that connects them to the processes, technology, and circumstances of a modern mint, making each coin an artifact of both historical and financial significance. The visual appeal of the errors on the 2008 D penny plays a critical role in its valuation, as double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and planchet flaws all create visually intriguing and unique patterns that stand out even to the casual observer, not just the professional numismatist. These coins are often described as miniature works of art, frozen moments of mechanical imperfection that cannot be recreated, each telling a story of human involvement, technological processes, and the random chance that makes error coins so thrilling to collect. The possibilities for discovering new, previously unknown variations of the 2008 D1 cent remain incredibly exciting, as coins occasionally appear from circulation, estate sales, or forgotten collections, sparking hope among collectors and investors that the next multi-million-dollar penny could be hiding in someone's drawer or piggy bank, waiting to be discovered. Beyond the obvious errors, subtle variations such as die rotations, repunched mint marks, and minute differences in lettering or spacing can also dramatically affect a coin's value, leading to meticulous study and cataloging by serious collectors who understand that even minor differences can create a one-of-a-kind specimen worth extraordinary amounts of money. Grading and authentication by reputable services like PCGS and NGC are critical in establishing the market value of these coins, as verified errors, high-grade condition, and certification can drive auction prices far higher than uncertified examples, with some rare 2008 D pennies achieving multi-million-dollar results due to a combination of rarity, condition, and documented provenance. The market for the 2008 D1 cent is fueled not only by rarity and errors but also by the thrill of discovery, the excitement of acquiring a coin that few others have seen, and the potential for financial reward, making it a prime example of the intersection between hobby, investment, and history in the modern numismatic world. Collectors often study these coins under magnification, examining die details, minting marks, metal composition, planchet quality, and other subtle characteristics to identify previously undocumented varieties or to verify the authenticity of known errors, creating a level of scrutiny and detail that elevates the hobby into a science of observation and research. Auction houses have reported competitive bidding wars for 2008 D pennies with significant errors, with collectors willing to pay extraordinary sums to obtain coins with dramatic double dies, severe off-center strikes, or unusual die crack patterns, further highlighting the extraordinary market value and desirability of these rare specimens. The 2008 D1 cent also highlights the unpredictability of coin collecting, where a seemingly mundane coin can transform into an object worth millions due to a combination of mechanical imperfection, rarity, and collector demand, emphasizing that in the world of numismatics, even the smallest objects can hold the greatest treasures. Collectors are also drawn to these coins because of their educational and historical value, offering insights into the minting process, technological developments, and the unique circumstances that allow errors to occur, making each coin both a financial asset and a learning opportunity for those who study them closely. The intricate details of die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet anomalies are often documented in collector guides, numismatic journals, and auction catalogs, providing a reference for authentication and valuation while also preserving the history and knowledge surrounding these rare coins for future generations. Subtle features like repunched mint marks, die rotations, and planchet thickness variations can further elevate the desirability of a 2008 D penny, as each anomaly provides collectors with evidence of the coin's uniqueness and historical context, reinforcing its status as a highly collectible and valuable artifact. Beyond monetary considerations, owning a 2008 D1 cent with significant errors provides a tangible connection to history, technology, and the human element of coin production, allowing collectors to appreciate both the story and the artistry behind a small metal object that was originally intended for ordinary everyday use. The excitement surrounding the 2008 D penny is also fueled by the potential for previously undiscovered varieties to surface in collections or circulation, sparking new interest, research, and competitive bidding, all of which contribute to the ongoing fascination and high market value. Next, 2023 1-cent coin, enthusiasts, collectors, treasure hunters, and anyone fascinated by the world of rare coins, and today we are diving into a story that will absolutely blow your mind, a story about a modern coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm and has captured the attention of collectors and investors worldwide, the 2023 1 cent, a coin that, despite being one of the smallest denominations in circulation, has achieved an astonishing valuation of $7 million due to its remarkable errors, mistakes, and rare anomalies that make it one of the most sought-after pennies of the 21st century. Now, this is not your everyday penny that you might find scattered across your couch cushions, in your wallet, or forgotten in a jar on the counter, but a coin that represents a perfect storm of rarity, mechanical error, historical significance, and market demand. And it is a prime example of how even modern coins, produced in the millions under the highly automated, precise, and technologically advanced conditions of the United States Mint, can produce anomalies that transform them from mundane currency into highly collectible and incredibly valuable assets. The story of the 2023 1 cent begins with the minting process, where each penny is struck using specially prepared dies and planchets under immense pressure, ensuring that every detail of the design, from the intricate features of Lincoln's profile on the obverse to the lettering and decorative elements on the reverse, is reproduced with remarkable accuracy. Yet despite these high standards, a combination of mechanical misalignment, human oversight, metal irregularities, and sheer chance has given rise to some extraordinary coins, each with unique errors that appeal to collectors and investors willing to pay top dollar for a tangible piece of rarity, history, and beauty. Among the most significant errors documented on the 2023 1 cent are double dies, which occur when the die itself imprints elements of the design twice, slightly misaligned, resulting in a shadowed or ghostly effect that is particularly noticeable on the date, the lettering, or even Lincoln's facial features. These double die coins are exceptionally rare, as the conditions required for such errors are highly specific and unlikely to repeat, making any verified 2023 1 cent with a double die instantly collectible and enormously valuable. Additionally, off-center strikes have been observed in a small number of 2023 pennies, where the coin blank is misaligned within the striking collar, producing coins where a portion of the design is missing and raw metal is exposed, creating a dramatic and visually captivating appearance that is immediately recognizable and highly prized among collectors. Die cracks, another common and highly valuable anomaly, occur when the minting die develops fractures from repeated use, leaving raised lines or fissures on the coin's surface, and on the 2023 1 cent, these die cracks can form elaborate and unique patterns, sometimes resembling spider webs, branches, or intricate abstract designs, making each coin truly one of a kind and further enhancing its value. Planchet flaws also contribute significantly to the value of the 2023 1 cent, including clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin blank is missing due to errors in the cutting process, lamination defects where metal layers separate or peel, and even variations in metal composition, thickness, or density, all of which create coins that are visually distinct and highly sought after. Double strikes are yet another category of error that elevates the 2023 1 cent to extraordinary market value, occurring when a coin is struck multiple times by the press, creating overlapping images, ghosting, or doubling effects that are both visually stunning and incredibly rare. The combination of these errors and anomalies is precisely what drives the 2023 1 cent to reach a market valuation of $7 million, a figure that seems almost inconceivable for a coin whose face value is only 1 cent, but in the rare coin market, it is the scarcity, uniqueness, historical significance, and visual impact of such anomalies that truly define value. Furthermore, the 2023 1 cent carries contemporary historical significance, representing a time when the U.S. Mint's production techniques, quality control measures, and automation systems were at an all-time high, yet even in this technologically advanced era, imperfections could occur, giving rise to coins that instantly become objects of desire and fascination. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts are not merely acquiring a coin, they are buying a story, a piece of history, and a tangible artifact that connects them to the processes, technology, and serendipitous errors that created the coin, making each specimen an investment, a collectible, and a conversation piece all at once. The visual appeal of the errors on the 2023 1 cent cannot be overstated, as double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, planchet flaws, and double strikes create unique textures, patterns, and distortions that are immediately recognizable, aesthetically intriguing, and highly desirable, not only to serious numismatists but also to casual collectors who appreciate the artistry and unpredictability of minting anomalies. The potential for discovering even more valuable variations of the 2023 1 cent remains tantalizing, as coins occasionally emerge from circulation, estate collections, or forgotten hoards, sparking excitement among collectors who hope to find the next multi-million-dollar specimen, a coin whose combination of errors, rarity, and condition could surpass all known records. Subtle variations, such as die rotations, repunched mint marks, minor differences in lettering spacing, metal composition irregularities, and microcracks, can all contribute to increased market value, which is why collectors meticulously study each coin under magnification, comparing it to known specimens and consulting detailed guides to identify every possible anomaly. Grading and authentication by reputable services such as PCGS and NGC play a critical role in establishing the value of these coins, as verified errors in high-grade condition consistently command astronomical prices at auctions and private sales, with some specimens of the 2023 1 cent exceeding expectations due to their rarity, condition, and certification. The market for these coins is dynamic, driven by both nostalgia and investment potential, as collectors seek the thrill of discovery, the prestige of ownership, and the possibility of financial gain, making the 2023 1 cent a modern symbol of how even a humble penny can become a multimillion-dollar treasure. Enthusiasts often analyze each specimen with magnification tools, reference guides, and databases, examining die details, minting marks, metal flow patterns, planchet quality, and subtle variations to identify previously undocumented errors or verify known anomalies, demonstrating that collecting these coins is both a science and an art. Competitive auctions have highlighted the extraordinary demand for 2023 pennies with significant errors, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for examples with dramatic double dies, severe off-center strikes, intricate die cracks, or unusual planchet defects, underscoring the immense value and desirability of these coins. The 2023 1 cent also serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where a coin originally minted for everyday transactions can, through a combination of mechanical errors, scarcity, condition, and collector demand, transform into a highly valuable asset, illustrating that even the smallest, seemingly ordinary objects can hold extraordinary treasure. These coins are also educational, providing insight into the minting process, historical context, and the complex interaction between human oversight, technology, and chance that creates anomalies in modern coinage, offering collectors both financial and intellectual rewards. Intricate die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet flaws are meticulously documented in collector guides, numismatic journals, and auction catalogs, preserving the knowledge and history of these coins while providing benchmarks for authentication and valuation. Even subtle features such as minute die rotations, repunched mint marks, variations in metal flow, and planchet thickness can dramatically affect value, demonstrating that attention to detail is paramount for serious collectors seeking the most valuable 2023 pennies. Beyond financial considerations, owning a 2023 1 cent with significant errors allows collectors to experience a direct connection to history, technology, and the human element of coin production, making the coin not only a valuable asset but also a tangible artifact with aesthetic, historical, and educational significance. Excitement surrounding the 2023 1 cent is further fueled by the potential for previously undiscovered varieties to surface in circulation or private collections, sparking new interest, research, and competitive bidding, which continuously reshapes perceptions of rarity and value in the modern numismatic market. Collectors often study mint records, analyze known specimens, and compare microscopic details under magnification to identify coins with previously undocumented errors or unique planchet characteristics, each discovery potentially increasing the market value of these rare pennies exponentially. In addition to traditional anomalies, some 2023 pennies display unusual metal compositions, striking variations, or die deterioration patterns that create coins of exceptional rarity, aesthetics, and value, demonstrating that even in the modern era, the combination of mechanical imperfection, scarcity, and collector demand can result in extraordinary outcomes. Next 2018 1 cent coin, collectors, treasure hunters, numismatic enthusiasts, and anyone fascinated by the captivating world of rare coins. Today, we are diving into an extraordinary story that perfectly illustrates how even the most seemingly ordinary coins can transform into multi-million-dollar treasures when the right combination of rarity, minting errors, historical significance, and collector demand come together. And our focus is on one of the most remarkable pennies of the modern era, the 2018 1 cent. A coin whose rare errors and mistakes have propelled it to an astonishing market value of $6 million, a figure that may seem unbelievable for a coin whose face value is only 1 cent, yet in the world of rare coins, it is precisely the imperfections, anomalies, and scarcity that make coins like this so immensely valuable. This is not your everyday penny that you might find under a couch cushion, in your pocket, or jumbled in a jar of loose change, but rather a highly coveted collector's item that embodies the intersection of modern minting technology, human oversight, and serendipitous error, creating coins that are visually striking, historically significant, and financially extraordinary. And today, we will explore in great detail why the 2018 1 cent has become such a sought-after gem, what types of errors and mistakes make it so valuable, and the possibilities for discovery, investment, and collection that make it a centerpiece for numismatists and investors alike. The story of the 2018 1 cent begins with the minting process itself, where millions of pennies are struck daily using advanced automated presses, precision dies, and carefully prepared planchets. Yet despite the high level of control, errors can and do occur, and when those errors are both rare and dramatic, they create coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay extraordinary sums to acquire, with the 2018 penny being a perfect example of this phenomenon. Among the most significant and highly valuable errors observed on the 2018 1 cent are double die errors, which occur when the die itself is improperly engraved or misaligned, causing certain elements of the design, such as the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, to appear doubled, ghosted, or shadowed, creating a visually striking effect that is both rare and instantly recognizable. And because double die errors are difficult to replicate and highly sought after, any verified example of a 2018 penny exhibiting this feature becomes an immediate object of desire for collectors and a potential multi-million-dollar asset. Off Center strikes are another dramatic and highly valuable error that occurs when the coin blank is misaligned within the striking collar, resulting in a coin that is partially missing its intended design and revealing raw metal in a visually dramatic way, and in the case of the 2018 D1 cent, some off-center strikes have been observed to be extreme enough to command astronomical prices because of their rarity, condition, and sheer visual impact, making them among the most prized examples of modern pennies in circulation. Die cracks are also frequently observed on the 2018 D1 cent and play a critical role in its value, as they occur when the minting die fractures due to repeated use, producing raised lines, fissures, or intricate web-like patterns across the surface of the coin, each crack forming a unique pattern that is impossible to duplicate. And thus each coin with die cracks becomes a one-of-a-kind artifact, highly collectible and valuable due to its distinctiveness. Planchet flaws contribute further to the allure and rarity of the 2018 D1 cent, including clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin blank is missing due to cutting errors, lamination defects, where layers of metal separate or peeled during production, and subtle variations in metal composition, thickness, or texture that create coins visually distinct from the billions of ordinary pennies minted in the same year, and these characteristics, while considered mistakes in normal minting, are precisely what collectors prize and are willing to pay millions to acquire. Double strikes, where the coin is struck more than once by the press, producing overlapping images, ghosting effects, or double designs, are yet another category of error that dramatically increases the 2018 D1 cent's desirability and value, creating coins that are visually captivating and exceedingly rare. And when verified and certified by professional grading services, such double-struck pennies can fetch extraordinary sums at auction or in private sales. The combination of all these errors, double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, planchet flaws, and double strikes, is what allows the 2018 D1 cent to reach a valuation of $6 million, transforming a humble 1-cent coin into an object of immense financial, historical, and aesthetic significance, and highlighting how rarity, uniqueness, and documented error create a perfect storm of collectability in the modern coin market. The 2018 D1 cent also carries contemporary historical significance, representing a period in U.S. coin production where modern minting technology was highly advanced, quality control was rigorous, yet errors could still occur due to mechanical misalignment, die defects, or subtle human oversight, and this convergence of precision and imperfection makes the coin a symbol of the unpredictable, fascinating, and collectible nature of numismatics in the 21st century. Collectors are not merely acquiring a coin, but a story, a tangible artifact that connects them to the minting processes, the historical context of production, and the rare mistakes that have created an item of extraordinary desirability, making each coin not just a financial asset but also a conversation piece, an educational resource, and a work of modern minting art. The visual appeal of the errors on the 2018 D1 cent cannot be overstated, as the double dies create shadowed or ghosted designs that seem to leap off the coin's surface. Off-center strikes produce dramatic partial images that are visually striking, die cracks form intricate patterns that are mesmerizing to the eye, and planchet flaws or double strikes create texture, depth, and uniqueness that differentiate these pennies from their ordinary counterparts, making them aesthetically fascinating and highly collectible. In addition to being financially valuable, the possibilities for discovering new or previously undocumented variations of the 2018 D1 cent remain tantalizing, as coins occasionally emerge from circulation, private collections, or forgotten hoards, generating excitement among collectors who hope to find the next multi-million-dollar specimen, with unique combinations of errors, exceptional condition, or rare planchet anomalies capable of surpassing known market valuations. Subtle variations such as repunched mint marks, die rotations, letter spacing differences, metal composition irregularities, and microcracks can also dramatically affect value, which is why collectors meticulously examine each coin under magnification, compare it with known specimens, and consult detailed numismatic guides to identify anomalies that could enhance both rarity and desirability. Professional grading and authentication by organizations such as PCGS and NGC are critical in establishing the market value of these coins, as verified errors in pristine condition consistently command extraordinary prices, with some 2018 D pennies reaching millions of dollars in auctions due to their rarity, condition, and certification. The market for 2018 D1 cents is fueled by a combination of nostalgia, investment potential, and the thrill of discovery, creating a dynamic ecosystem where collectors are motivated to seek out, study, and acquire coins that possess dramatic errors and visually captivating anomalies. Enthusiasts often examine these coins with magnification tools, reference guides, and numismatic databases, analyzing Die details, mint marks, metal flow patterns, planchet quality, and subtle variations to verify authenticity, identify previously undocumented errors, and understand each coin's unique characteristics, demonstrating that collecting these coins is both a scientific and artistic pursuit. Competitive auctions and private sales underscore the immense demand for 2018 D pennies with significant errors, with collectors willing to bid extraordinary sums for examples featuring dramatic double dies. Extreme off-center strikes, intricate die cracks, unusual planchet defects, or double-struck features, highlighting the coin's desirability, rarity, and financial potential. The 2018 D1 cent exemplifies the unpredictable and thrilling nature of coin collecting, where a coin minted for everyday use can, through a combination of mechanical errors, scarcity, condition, and market interest, transform into a highly valuable collectible, illustrating that even the smallest objects can hold the greatest treasures in the numismatic world. These coins also provide educational value, offering insights into the minting process, technological developments, and the role of human oversight in creating errors that are now prized as collector's items, making each coin not just a financial investment but also a learning opportunity for those studying modern numismatics. Die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet flaws are meticulously documented in collector guides, auction catalogs, and numismatic journals, providing both reference material and historical context, preserving knowledge of these rare coins for future generations and ensuring that collectors have the tools necessary to authenticate and value each specimen accurately. Even subtle features, including micro-die rotations, repunched mint marks, variations in metal flow. Last 2012 1-cent coin, collectors, treasure hunters, numismatic enthusiasts, and anyone fascinated by the extraordinary world of rare coins. Today, we are exploring one of the most remarkable modern pennies ever produced in the United States, the 2012 1 cent, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors, investors, and hobbyists around the world due to its unique errors, minting anomalies, and extreme rarity, which have propelled its market value to an astounding $5 million. A figure that may seem almost impossible for a coin with a face value of just 1 cent, yet in the world of numismatics, it is precisely the combination of rarity, mistakes, uniqueness, and historical significance that elevates coins like this to such extraordinary financial heights. And today, we will explore in extensive detail what makes the 2012 1 cent so valuable, the types of errors and mistakes that have made it a collector's dream, the potential for discovering even more rare specimens, and the reasons why investors are willing to pay millions for what was originally intended to be ordinary currency. The 2012 1 cent was struck during a year when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies using highly automated presses, precision dies, and carefully prepared planchets, yet despite the advanced technology and strict quality control, errors still occurred, some of which were so dramatic and rare that they transformed certain pennies from common circulation coins into objects of immense value and desirability, demonstrating that even in the modern era, chance, mechanical imperfection, and human oversight can create extraordinary outcomes. Among the most significant errors documented on the 2012 1 cent are double die errors, where the design elements on the coin, such as the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile, appear to have been struck twice in slightly misaligned positions, creating a shadowed or ghosted effect that is immediately noticeable to collectors, visually striking, and extremely rare, as the conditions required for a double die to occur are highly specific and uncommon, making any verified 2012 1 cent with a double die an instant collectible and a potential multi-million-dollar coin. Off-center strikes are another highly sought-after error, occurring when the coin blank is misaligned within the striking collar, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing and raw metal is exposed, often producing dramatic visual effects that make these coins stand out. And in the case of the 2012 1 cent, extreme off-center strikes have been observed that are so rare and aesthetically unique that they are considered some of the most valuable modern pennies available in the collector market. Die cracks are yet another factor contributing to the 2012 1 cent's value, occurring when the minting die fractures due to repeated use, creating raised lines, fissures, or intricate web-like patterns across the coin's surface, each crack forming a distinctive and one-of-a-kind feature that cannot be replicated, adding uniqueness and desirability to each specimen. Planchet flaws also play a major role in enhancing the value of the 2012 1 cent, including clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin blank is missing due to cutting errors, lamination defects where metal layers separate or peel, and minor variations in thickness, composition, or texture, all of which create coins that differ from the billions of ordinary pennies minted in the same year and make them highly collectible for investors seeking rarity and uniqueness. Double strikes, where the coin is Struck more than once by the press, resulting in overlapping images, ghosting, or double designs, are another error category that dramatically increases the 2012 1 cent's desirability and value, creating coins that are both visually intriguing and exceptionally rare, and when authenticated and graded, these coins can fetch millions of dollars at auction. The combination of these errors, double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, planchet flaws, and double strikes, is precisely what allows the 2012 1 cent to reach its extraordinary $5 million valuation, transforming an otherwise ordinary penny into a piece of numismatic history, a financial asset, and an aesthetic marvel, all at once. The 2012 1 cent also carries contemporary historical significance, representing a period in U.S. coin production when the mint was utilizing highly sophisticated machinery and automated processes, yet human oversight and the inherent variability of mechanical systems still allowed for rare and dramatic errors to occur, making the coin a symbol of the unpredictable nature of minting and a tangible connection to modern minting history. Collectors are not simply acquiring a coin when they purchase a 2012 1 cent with significant errors, they are buying a story, a piece of history, and a tangible artifact that connects them to the minting process, the rare mistakes that occurred, and the broader context of modern coin production, making each specimen an investment, an educational tool, and a visually captivating collectible. The visual appeal of the errors on the 2012 1 cent is a major driver of its value, as double dies create shadowed, ghostly designs that seem to leap from the coin's surface, off-center strikes produce dramatic partial images that are visually compelling, die cracks form intricate and mesmerizing patterns, and planchet flaws or double strikes create texture, depth, and one-of-a-kind characteristics that make these coins stand out even to casual observers, not just professional numismatists. The potential for discovering new or previously undocumented variations of the 2012 1 cent remains exciting, as coins occasionally emerge from circulation, estate collections, or long-forgotten hoards, sparking interest among collectors who hope to find the next multi-million-dollar specimen, with unique combinations of errors, exceptional condition, or rare planchet characteristics capable of surpassing known valuations. Subtle variations such as die rotations, repunched mint marks, lettering spacing differences, metal composition irregularities, and microcracks can all significantly influence a coin's value, which is why collectors meticulously study each specimen under magnification, comparing it with documented examples, consulting comprehensive guides, and cross-referencing auction records to identify anomalies that enhance both rarity and desirability. Professional grading and authentication by organizations such as PCGS and NGC are critical for establishing a 2012 1 cent's market value, as verified errors in pristine condition consistently command extraordinary prices, with some specimens achieving millions of dollars due to their scarcity, condition, and certification. The market for these coins is driven by a combination of nostalgia, investment potential, and the thrill of discovery, creating a dynamic ecosystem where collectors are motivated to seek, study, and acquire pennies that possess dramatic errors, exceptional visual appeal, and documented provenance. Enthusiasts examine coins using magnification tools, reference guides, and numismatic databases to analyze die details, mint marks, metal flow patterns, planchet quality, and subtle variations, all of which help authenticate the coin, identify previously undocumented errors, and understand each specimen's unique characteristics, demonstrating that modern coin collecting is both a science and an art. Competitive auctions and private sales illustrate the immense demand for 2012 1 cents with significant errors, as collectors often bid extraordinary sums for examples with dramatic double dies, extreme off-center strikes, intricate die cracks, unusual planchet defects, or double-struck features, highlighting the coin's rarity, desirability, and financial potential. The 2012 1 cent exemplifies the unpredictable and exciting nature of coin collecting, showing how a coin intended for ordinary use can, through a combination of mechanical errors, scarcity, condition, and market forces, transform into a highly valuable collectible, illustrating that even the smallest and most common objects can hold extraordinary value in the numismatic world. These coins also provide educational insight, offering collectors a window into the minting process, technological developments, and the interplay between human oversight and machinery that produces rare and valuable errors, making each specimen both a financial investment and a learning opportunity. Die cracks, double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet flaws are meticulously documented in collector guides, auction catalogs, and numismatic journals, preserving knowledge of these coins for future generations and providing benchmarks for authentication, grading, and valuation. Even subtle characteristics such as micro die rotations, repunched mint marks, variations in metal flow, And planchet thickness differences can exponentially increase a coin's market value. Emphasizing the importance of meticulous study and detailed documentation, beyond financial considerations, owning a 2012 1 cent with significant errors allows collectors to experience a tangible connection to modern minting history, technology, and the human element involved in coin production, making the coin both a collectible and a historical artifact. The excitement surrounding the 2012 1 cent is heightened by the potential for undiscovered variations to emerge from circulation or private collections, prompting new research, competitive bidding, and renewed interest in the coin, ensuring the market remains dynamic, vibrant, and full of opportunity. Collectors carefully analyze mint records, known specimens, and microscopic features under magnification to identify coins with previously undocumented errors or unique planchet characteristics.